Sister, no sound.
Very good. Thank you. Om Shanti. Good morning, diamond morning. Baba's Murli. Today is the 14th of January 2021. In the essence, Baba says, sweet children, these bodies are Ravan's property. You have to give them to Ravan, become bodiless, and return home. Therefore, remove your attachment from them. Question: what is the way to donate peace and happiness to the world? What is the way to donate peace and happiness to the whole world? Answer: wake up early in the morning, be bodiless, and sit in remembrance of the Father. This is the way to donate peace to the world. The way to donate happiness is to spin the discus of self-realization. It is only with knowledge and yoga can you become ever healthy and wealthy. The world will then become new. And the song of Baba's Murli. Take me into your refuge, O Rama. Om Shanti. On the path of devotion, devotees sing this song, O Rama, take me into your refuge. In English, it is said, give me asylum. The Hindi term is Sharanagati, asylum or refuge. Devotees sing this because this is Ravan's kingdom. People burn an effigy of Ravan, which proves that this is Ravan's kingdom. No one understands the meaning of this. They celebrate Dashera in order to destroy Ravan. That too is symbolic. This is now the confluence age. And so you must have taken refuge with Rama at this time. Of course, Rama referring to Shiv Baba. You must have destroyed Ravan. Plays are written about things that happened in the past. You children know that you have come out of Ravan's jail and come into Rama's asylum. The kingdom of Ravan cannot exist in the kingdom of Rama. And the kingdom of Rama cannot exist in the kingdom of Ravan. It is remembered that the kingdom of Rama exists for half the cycle, and the kingdom of Ravan exists for half the cycle. The golden and silver ages are called the kingdom of Rama. Those who take refuge with Rama at the confluence age are the ones who would have gone into the kingdom of Rama. You know that you are now in the refuge of Rama. The whole world is an island with water all around it. The island is in the middle. Within big islands, there are also small islands. It is in the intellects of all of you children that there is the kingdom of Ravan over the whole world. When did it begin? It is explained that it is half and half. In the kingdom of Rama, there is happiness, and it is the day of Brahma. In the kingdom of Rava, there is sorrow. That is, it is the night of Brahma. For half the cycle there is light, and for half the cycle there is darkness. There is no name or trace of devotion in the golden and silver ages. Then, for half the cycle, the path of devotion continues in the copper and iron ages. There are two types of devotion. In the copper age, there is, at first, unadulterated devotion. Then, in the Iron Age, devotion becomes adulterated. Nowadays, just look how they worship fish and crocodiles, etc. The intellects of human beings have to become Sato Pradhan, Sato, Raju, and Tamo. They have to pass through those stages. The Father explains. What he explains, you have now come into the lap of Rama, that is Shiv Baba. God is called Baba, as he is the Father. Have you ever heard of a father being called omnipresent? They would say, it was written by God Vyas in such and such a scripture. The Father explains, you have taken no benefit at all from the knowledge of omnipresence. Someone who grants salvation is definitely required. That must definitely be someone else. Only God the Father grants salvation. This is your godly birth. You are now at the confluence age. This time of the confluence age is not considered to be the day or night of Brahma. This is the short confluence age. When the world changes, it changes from the Iron Age into the Golden Age. It changes from the kingdom of Ravan into the kingdom of Rama. And you are making effort for this kingdom of Rama. So these types of songs are useful. This is like a verse or sloka, and its meaning is given. By taking refuge with Rama, you will go into happiness, that is, into the kingdom of Rama. There is the story in which someone was asked, do you wish to have happiness first or sorrow first? He replied that he wanted happiness because the demons of death would not then go there to take him away. However, they don't understand the meaning of that. The Father sits here and explains it very clearly. It is in your intellects that your deity clan was very elevated. There is first the Brahmin clan, and then they become deities. Then they become warriors, merchants, and Shudras. You know that you have passed through those clans. You have now become Brahmins. The variety form image is very clear. All the clans are shown in that. Not all 84 birds could be taken, in just the golden age. The cycle of those clans continue to turn. The cycle of the drama has come to an end, which means that your 84 births have come to an end. You have to go around the cycle. This is why it is shown that you stay in the deity clan for this length of time, and that you stay in the warrior clan for that length of time. Previously, you didn't know this. You had never heard in the scriptures that you have to go through these clans in this way. You know who takes 84 births. Souls and the Supreme Soul remain separated for a long time. Prove this. At first, there was just the deities in Bharat. Bharat was the golden age. At that time, there were no other religions. However, the cycle has to turn. Human beings have to take rebirth. It is very easy to explain the cycle. Baba gives you directions about how to explain at the exhibitions. Now that we have to go to the new world, the Father says, this is the old world. Remove this old world, those old bodies, and all the relations, etc., from your intellects. The new home is invoked with the intellect. This is unlimited renunciation. Forget all the relations of the old world, including your bodies. The Father says, consider yourselves to be bodiless. Originally, you are residents of the land of liberation. The Father says to those of all religions, you now have to return home. Everyone remembers liberation. No, now, Baba says, now go back to your home from where you came naked, in brackets, bodiless. You have to become bodiless and go back again. You cannot take your bodies with you. You came bodiless. And you also have to return bodiless. You just have to understand the cycle of when you came and when you have to return. Truly, it is just those of the deity religion who came first. Truly, it is just those of the deity religion who first go into the golden age. The rest continue to come down number-wise. When everyone has come down from the incorporeal world, the return journey begins. Only souls can go there. Those bodies are Ravan's property, and so they have to be returned to Ravan before you go. Everything of this place is going to be destroyed. You will go back bodiless. The Father says, I have come to take you back. Baba explains to you so easily, and so it also has to be imbibed. And you must then go and explain to others. You give this guarantee. What is the guarantee we give to Baba? Baba, we will listen to this and then relate it to others. Those who practice this will be able to relate it to others. You know that you have to purify this old world. Stay in yoga and donate peace and happiness to the world. Therefore, Baba says, wake up at night and sit in yoga and make a donation to the world. Wake up early in the morning and sit in the bodiless stage. In this way, you will give Bharat in particular and the whole world in general the donation of peace through yoga, and by churning the knowledge of the cycle, you will donate happiness. It is with wealth that there is happiness. So, wake up early in the morning and sit in remembrance. Baba, I am now coming to you. My 84 births have now come to an end. Therefore, wake up early in the morning, remember the Father, and donate peace and happiness. With yoga and knowledge, you receive health and wealth. When you become ever healthy, the world becomes new. In the golden and silver ages, everyone is healthy and wealthy. In the iron age, in the golden and silver ages, everyone is healthy and wealthy. In the iron age, you are unhealthy and unwealthy. We are now becoming healthy and wealthy. Then it will be our kingdom for half the cycle. Only when you have this knowledge in your intellects will there be happiness. You can write, if you want to become ever healthy and wealthy for 2,500 years, come to this Godly Nature Cure Center. However, only those who have knowledge will write this. It shouldn't be that we open centers and that someone else comes and does service. Those who open a center should do service themselves. All the battling is because of purity. Because they don't receive poison, there is assault. It is now the confluence age. So make your intellects remember the land of happiness and the land of peace. It is because this is the land of sorrow that you remember the land of happiness. This is sung. Everyone remembers God. At times of, this is why it is sung. Everyone remembers God at times of sorrow, and no one remembers him in happiness. This is the impure world. The law says that everyone has to become impure by the end of the Iron Age. It is when the confluence age comes that the kingdom of Rama is established. Then there is the destruction of the kingdom of Ravan. Preparations for destruction are now taking place. The kingdom of Ravan has to end. All the rest is just the play of dolls. They make so many dolls, etc. This is why all of that is called blind faith. Nowhere else are there as many images made as there are in Bharat. There are plenty of images in Bharat. The day of Brahma and the night of Brahma are remembered. Why the day has been lengthened is also something to be understood. First, there is unadulterated devotion, and then it becomes adulterated. At first, there are 16 celestial degrees, and then there are 14 celestial degrees. At the end of that, some degrees remain, but at this time, there are no degrees. At this time, the world is tamopradhan. The Tamo stage starts with the Iron Age, and at the end it is said to be Tamopradhan. The world has now reached a state of total decay. All things catch fire by themselves, just as a bamboo jungle sets itself ablaze, so too this will catch fire. So this too will catch fire. Bamboo jungle, when it rubs against each other, that friction causes a fire. So Baba is referring to that. When even a trivial thing happens between them, the fire flares up. They quarrel at home over trivial matters. Friends also become enemies when something minor happens, and they are ready to cut one another's throats. Anger is no less. Look how many preparations they are making to kill one another. This is in the drama. Both heads are Christians. Then big nations fight with each other, etc. Preparations are all these bombs and so on. So Baba says, both heads are Christians. If the two of them were to unite, they could do everything. The Pope is the head of Christianity, and he is given a lot of regard. However, no one obeys him. Here too, those who don't obey the Father receive a perishable status. Srimad has to be followed. There is the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Srimad is not mentioned in any of the other scriptures. She remains the most elevated of all, the one who never enters into rebirth. Human beings take rebirth instead of the one who is beyond birth and death. The scholars have inserted in the Gita, spoken by him, the name of the one who takes the full 84 births. That is obviously Shri Krishna Baba is referring to. In fact, only the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is remembered as the ocean of knowledge, the ocean of purity, and the purifier. He grants blessings to you, children. Instead of his name, they have inserted the name of Krishna. First, there is Shiva's birthday, and then the birthday of Krishna. Shiva Baba comes to establish the new world, and so there is first the father's birth, and then the birth of the child. It is only through the birth of the father can the child Krishna be born. There wouldn't just, Baba says, there wouldn't be just one. There is said to be the deity community. They have made such a mistake. If just one of those people were to understand this, all his followers would turn away from him. Everyone's face would grow pale. This is such a big mistake, and this is why the Father has to come. Time is required to explain to someone. First of all, inspire them to have faith in what their relationship with the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul is. Only then would they understand that God is the Father. At least keep God in the position of God. How can anyone be this? How can everyone be the same? They say, all of this is the wonder of and the wonderful divine activity of God. What do they say? All of this is the wonderful divine activity of God. He renounces one form and takes another. However, God doesn't take rebirth. Both Bab and Dada are combined, and are explaining to you, children. None of their intellects has the understanding of Bap Dada. They say, you are the mother and you are the father. They say, oh God the Father. And so, a mother is also definitely needed. However, this doesn't enter anyone's intellect. It has been explained to you, children, when it is that you have to seek refuge. Rama comes when the kingdom of Ravan is to end. It is only by taking refuge with Rama that you can receive salvation. They say, let there be the kingdom of Rama. They don't know anything about the Sun Dynasty kingdom. They say, let there be the kingdom of Rama, a new world, and a new Bharat that is now being created. It definitely has to be created. The drama definitely has to continue. This is a study to change from what are we changing in this study? Into what? From humans into deities. Human beings cannot make anyone into deities. Baba comes and changes human beings into deities because Baba alone establishes heaven. A rosary of Brahmins is not remembered. The rosary of victory is of Vishnu. This is the godly clan that begins anew. Previously, there was the devilish clan of Ravan. Ravan is called the devil. Names such as Kans, Jarasandha, etc. are remembered of this time. You receive an inheritance from a corporeal one for birth after birth. Even in the golden age, you receive the inheritance from a corporeal one. It is only at this time that you receive an inheritance from the incorporeal Father. Acha, okay. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the Mother, the Father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for Dharma. Points to practice for today. First one, forget all the relatives of the old world, including your own body, and consider yourself to be bodiless. Invoke the new home in your intellect. Second point, wake up early in the morning and donate peace and happiness to the whole world. Baba's blessing for today. May you remain unshakable even in the midst of upheaval by practicing the subtle and incorporeal stages and become equal to the Father. Just as it has become natural to be in your corporeal form, in the same way, let both awareness of I am a subtle angel and an elevated incorporeal soul become natural because Shiv Baba is incorporeal and Father Brahma is subtle. If you love both, then become equal to them. Whilst being in your corporeal form, practice being subtle one moment and incorporeal the next. This practice will make you unshakable in the midst of upheaval. I have a slogan for today. To attain divine virtues is the most elevated Prabhu Prasad, that is, in brackets, holy offering. Om Shanti. Now we have the experience of the stage of being merged in love. You do not have to make effort to remember someone you love, but you automatically remember them. It must be love from the heart, true and selfless. When you say, my Baba, lovely Baba, you cannot forget someone you love. You cannot receive altruistic, selfless love from anyone except the Father. And so, do not remember him with any motives, but remain merged in altruistic love, selfless love. Om Shanti. What a great Murli for us. Baba wants us to become bodiless. It makes us understand this body is not our property, neither his, it's Ravan's property. He wants us to remove our attachment from the body. So let's